Hey, Dr. Sue Kane, Bob Rapp here. And I wanted to share with you. Um, we talked, Sue Kane and Walter, uh, who's the board chair of the North Central Washington Tech Alliance. We talked about a hackathon. And for folks that we've been talking about this a little bit in our AI community. So, the Northwest Tech Alliance wants to work on a hackathon for high school, community college, and tech savvy members who want to figure out how to build an automated way to help health departments be simpler in how they work with non English as a first language businesses, and for inspections that need to be scheduled where the company being inspected is not tech savvy. Like in OMAC in far north central Washington state, how do we design an app that can run on a browser, on a phone, maybe Android first, iOS second, that can fill out a health department form via voice, like Twilio, via fax, not sure what service, or maybe just OCR from a phone or an inbound fax. Email responses as well that are simple web forms in English, Spanish, French, Vietnamese, Chinese, Lao, and then the native first languages of the first people of the Pacific Northwest, Washington, British Columbia. Write an app that shows a step-by-step process, make it very visual and easy for a fourth grade reading level. Because I don't know about you, but when I speak another language, like I try to speak Portuguese, a little bit of Thai, we lived in Thailand for a while, we've been in Portugal for a while, it's really hard. So here's some of the assets. And Sue, I'll go ahead and share this with you and the board. So I love Perplexity Pro. I use the lab version of it. I talked about how to build hackathon, how to do things that are pretty interesting. Then it also built the app. So it said, choose your language, right? And then how do you use the forms? We can go back. By the way, because these tiles were not localized and I do not speak Vietnamese, I speak a little of the Yakima language, but not terribly well. Um, and then if we go into English, I can say, I want to fill out, I want to do a phone call. I want to do fax papers in a machine. Maybe I want to do some sort of OCR, send an email, right? That shows input methods, use a website, and then we could actually go write an app. So what I used is a tool called Scribe. And Scribe, I've actually shared this link for you. This creates essentially the walkthrough of what happens with each of these steps. So if you want to play a Scribe, and by the way, I'm using the free version of Scribe, but it takes you to each of the buttons. What do you do in the buttons? Where you put the text in? It actually gives you the full prompt. So this is a great way, especially as teachers are creating content. And then Parker, for the conversation that we're having about using Lenny's newsletter, and for a few other folks in the AI conversation, Lenny is a wonderful creator of community. And when you pay, I think it's $375 a year, you get a subscription to all of these things. And by the way, almost all of those things I use almost every day in some way. So it takes you through what each of these tools does. I love Descript. And by the way, if I wanted the video to be a little bit longer, I could take the content from my prompt and I could just go, give me that prompt here. I'm going to go ahead and copy it. And then I can go into Descript and, oops, make sure you go to Descript.ai. For some reason, they don't, and by the way, I used to use Riverside. I just didn't use it as much, but um, for, for lots of the work that I'm doing, I think, do I have it? I think that's my Descript account. Um, and so I can say, for instance, in Descript, um, create this as a video in Spanish and English. simul translate subtitle. And then again, using the LLM, there's something here called the underlord, which is how you basically can do a lot of the work in Descript. And again, what I'm not suggesting is you go out and spend $15,000 on these subscriptions, but it may make sense, Dr. Kane, for you to think about um, some tools that you can give the hackathon participants and maybe work with Lenny directly. I've actually created an AI speaker. I have my own speaker, but you can actually pick someone who speaks a language natively, not a first language. And then, and then, by the way, you can create, I don't know if you can hear this, you can actually create the translation, generate the avatar, generate the speaker. You can have a speaker in other languages and other cultures directly there. So hope that's useful. Sorry, it's a little bit long, but hey, September 23rd, 3:34 p.m. Yay. Hope it helps the world.